us here in the studio, we are representatives of two nation media stations, Alternative Facts and Fake News. Today we will be discussing the best and worst aspects of our government. Alternative Facts will discuss the best and Fake News will report the worst. I will provide the topic and each of you will give the answers in your reasoning. Ready to begin?
Yes.
Great. Your first topic is U.S. presidents. Please discuss the contributions to the country, presidency, and people. Alternative Facts, you're up.
The best president by far was George Washington. As the first U.S. president, he established countless precedents. He was almost universally loved among the citizens of the new country, not to mention his unanimous election to office. He led men into battle and was a capable leader and commander.
And fake news?
The worst president would have to be Andrew Johnson. He was president during the time Jim Crow laws were created, yet did nothing to limit them. He vetoed the passing of the 14th Amendment, although he was overruled by Congress. He made no significant contributions to the role of the presidency and was even impeached by the House of Representatives. Although he was acquitted by the Senate, he was still disliked.
All right, now for our next category, Supreme Court decisions. Please base your choices on the ruling adherence to the Constitution and American values.
Brown v. Board of Education was a landmark case establishing that segregation in schools violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. It supported the core American value of the inherent equality of every person.
The Brown decision overturned one of the worst Supreme Court decisions in history, Plessy v. Ferguson. This decision upheld separate but equal laws. It was decided at the time that this did not violate the 14th Amendment, although it was later overturned. It goes against the idea that all men are created equal.
Next, the best and worst laws based on the fairness and constitutionality.
The best law would have to be the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It outlawed any form of discrimination based on race, sex, or religion. It was a big step forward for equality in America and went hand in hand with the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment.
The Jim Crow laws, a method of de jure segregation by states in the South, were some of the worst laws ever passed. They were unfair by nature and created a justification for racism at the time. They clearly violated the Equal Protection Clause and were eradicated in part by the Civil Rights Act.
Great answers. How about the process at the very core of American political system, the elections? What were the best and worst presidential elections? Based your responses on the campaign sportsmanship and whether the outcome was clear or disputed.
The 1980 Ronald Reagan v. Jimmy Carter election was the best election in history because it was clean and clear. The candidates were mostly kind to each other with minimal insulting, and Reagan won by a landslide, leaving no room for dispute.
The worst election would have to be the 1824 election of Andrew Jackson versus John Quincy Adams. The candidates played dirty during the campaign, constantly throwing insults and accusations at one another. 4 different candidates ran in this election. The nation and consequently the Electoral College were torn. No candidate won a majority of Electoral College votes, though Jackson did win the plurality. The election was decided in the House of Representatives, giving a shaky end to an already rocky election.
Our next topic is Congressperson. Responsive, lack of scandals, and contributions to the Congress are criteria here.
Tom Cole is regarded as one of the most responsive congressmen. A Republican representative from Ohio, Cole is known to go out of his way to listen to the ideas and opinions of his constituents. He has served in the House of Representatives since 2003 and served as the chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee from 2007 to 2008.
The worst U.S. congressperson of all time is easily Democrat James Traficant, also a representative from Ohio. He was kicked out of the House of Representatives and later sent to jail for multiple charges including bribery, tax evasion, and racketeering. He was known in the House to dress poorly and stated that he cut his hair with a weed whacker, although it was later revealed to be a toupee. To add to all this, he concluded his addresses to the full House by saying, "Beam me up, Mr. Speaker," and his website featured a picture of him holding a 2x4 with the words "banging away in D.C." He was ineffective in every way.
Next up, interest group. Which are the most and least effective, clean and American?
The American Association of Retired Persons, or AARP, is the best interest group because it effectively serves a certain demographic of people and its intentions of helping the aging population are mostly agreed upon by all Americans. Yet it has only had a few small scandals over the course of its existence and is overall a well-run group.
The true kings of the Ku Klux Klan is definitely the worst interest group. Its violent racist history is against the values of almost every American citizen and is obviously not very effective due to the fact it's universally hated.
Now, the supreme law of the land, the U.S. Constitution. Your criteria are whether or not the part is still applicable and how closely it fits to American values.
The First Amendment guarantees the right to free speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. These civil liberties are rights that cannot to this day be denied to any citizen. It is a core belief that stands at the heart of a free country.
The Three-Fifths Compromise in Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution is the worst part. It states that slaves would count as 3/5 of a person when taxes and representation were concerned. It no longer has any effect because the 13th Amendment bans slavery, but it was clearly unequal and limited freedoms.
Decentralizing the discussion a bit, let's move to state governments. Your choices be based on responsive to its population, debt, poverty, and crime, and unemployment rate.
My choice for best state government would have to be North Dakota. The government is extremely well run, responding to the needs and concerns of its citizens while maintaining a very low debt and relatively little crime. It is in the top 5 states for lowest unemployment rate and lowest poverty rate.
Illinois is probably the worst state government. It has a very high debt, budget deficit, and unemployment rate. The crime rate is high in its major city of Chicago, and it has a low average income. The population growth of Illinois has been negative for many years as more and more people choose to move out of the state.
Now for our second to last category, government agencies. Use each agency effectiveness, public opinion, and scandals in your choice.
CDC is a well-run and very effective agency. Its goal is to protect and preserve the public health, which is favorable to almost everyone. They are highly regarded as one of the best government agencies to work in and have had very few scandals.
The Environmental Protection Agency has been under heavy criticism in the recent years due to countless reports of corruption and failure to effectively regulate environmental harm. Although its central purpose is generally considered to be good, it has failed in many instances to carry out this mission.
Our very last category will be third parties. Which do you think are the most successful and correspond with American values?
The Libertarian Party is the largest third party. It has had a variety of views on different aspects of government as opposed to some parties with only one core value. Although the party has elected no presidents, it has gotten electoral votes in the past and received a record 3.28% of the popular vote with Gary Johnson during the 2016 presidential election.
The Communist Party is my pick for the worst third party. The American population is generally very anti-communism, giving this party a low approval rate from the public. It has never elected any members to a government position and was condemned by many American citizens after it was revealed that they received funding from the Soviet Union during the Cold War.
This has been a very interesting discussion today. Thank you, Alternative Facts and Fake News, for coming in. But before we go, a representative from It's Rigged Media has dropped by to give us our honorable mentions.
For Best Baby Boomer and AARP member, our award goes to Mr. Hickman. Our Nicest Dude award goes to Bernie Sanders. And of course, the Best Denim Suit award goes to James Trafficant.
This has been Bipolar News Report. See you next time!